Yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's call our meeting to order. It is 7:03 on September 11, 2023. We'll review the agenda for any additions, removals, or adjustments of any items.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Anybody else? So an overview of our Zoom meeting operations and procedures, rules of participation. Please, if you're on Zoom, I don't see anybody additional on tonight, but if you are, please mute your microphone and wait to be recognized by one of us before you speak. And now we have 5 minutes for public forum. Is there anyone in the room tonight that needs public forum time?
I just wanted to give an update on the ARPA funding.
I think that'd be good for public forum.
Sure.
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 There's not a lot to update.
Sure.
And for the viewing
Come on up.
audience, if you could introduce yourself.
Do I have to, Donna said come on up?
Yeah, come on up.
Okay.
Come on up.
With the viewing.
Come on down, you're the next contestant.
What do I win?
Otherwise, you're a disembodied
No.
voice.
I already won it.
All
Hey,
right.
Darla.
Who are you?
Natasha Ball from Willowell Foundation, and we were awarded $200,000 in ARPA funding, which we're very grateful for. And I just wanted to give an update on the project and say that it is in progress, but like these things move, it's slow going. It's currently in Act 250 review reapproval, which we are supposed to have 2 months ago. And every week we hear we're going to get it this week. And once that passes, we'll need to do an Act 250 amendment on that and then submit it to the town for approval. And we're still fundraising for the remainder of it, but we've met with a designer. We're going to work with Andy White from Boreal Design, and he's starting to draft up the plans, and we're on track.
Has it changed at all from the original design, from the school building as well as accommodations?
We're assessing whether it's going to be feasible to do the low-income housing piece of it. And if we come to a juncture where we feel like we're going to try to scrap that, we will send a proposal and request to the town to make sure that we're still okay to use the funds that we were allocated. When we started meeting with designers, which we should have done before we submitted it, but you know how these grant processes are, it's like fast and furious. They laughed in our faces with the budget that we had, which I had gotten real estimates from builders, but you know how the climate of some building supplies right now, everybody I've met with is like, haha, you're not going to build 2 buildings for the amount that you've budgeted, which was $1.5 million. The town has provided us 200,000 of the $1.5 million. So still searching for funding, considering the community block grant, although that comes with a ton of red tape.
Yeah.
And would slow the process down, and we really want to be in by fall of 2024, and right now we still are on track to be in by that timeline. So you might be getting a letter from us scrapping that second part. We're still trying to figure it all out.
Right. Yeah, we definitely.
It's always something you can do down the road.
Yeah, keep fundraising and add it on. That's one idea. Do it in stages.
Are you renovating an existing building or building a new one?
Building from scratch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask for the public. Where is your proposed site?
It's part of Aaron Thomas's subdivision at the very end of Harvey Road.
Oh, okay.
So there's 13 lots there, and we're taking the far northern lot. He's already agreed to sell it to us, and
Okay.
and it went through Act 250 like 15 years ago and passed, but it sat for too long and had to be reapproved. And when you reapprove, like all of the statutes and everything have changed. So like what was approved before are now considered wetlands, and so it's just like the rigmarole of bureaucracy.
If you haven't yet, I recommend meeting with the zoning administrator, Chris Purley,
Yeah.
because one of the things the Act 250 will look for is the municipal impact questionnaire and traffic impact, and they will typically rely on the outcome of the local zoning process
Okay, yeah.
for that.
I've been on the phone with Chris a couple times, and he seems to be like, you're good, you're good. And now that we're working with our designer, he's going to put together some real tangible proposals with parking flow and start like drafting up real plans. So, yeah, good. Chugging along.
Right. Well, thank you very much for updating us. That's great.
Thanks, Tasha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
The rest of the chaos of my family. Bye.
Bye, John.
Right.
Is there anyone else in the room that needs some time for a public forum?
There's no other public, well, I shouldn't say
No
that.
other
They are
public.
They're department heads as well, so they got their time coming up.
Okay, well, yeah, then let's move right on to department head roundtable. I think I saw Bruce under in.
Yeah, Bruce is here.
Yes, one thing, I want to thank Will Elwell for assisting us on a mental health call that was quite extensive. That was the third time that I had to visit with that person that day. And I'm really disappointed in society as a whole and how we do not have enough resources for these people in crisis. And it falls on us. And we do the best that we can with what we have, and that's not much. That's all I got.
Are we any closer to looking for money for a healthcare worker?
It's interesting you should mention that. I expect that will come up under item 4 under the
Okay.
select board's calendar and goals.
Gotcha.
Good.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Who else is in the room? I can't see. I'm sorry.
Eric is here.
Eric. Hi, Eric.
Hi,
What would you like to let us know about today?
I'm here.
I'm glad to have you here.
No, we're just trying to keep up with all the rain and all the dirt roads, keep, trenching up and got to grading them and washboarding, so it's just ongoing. Had a culvert we flushed today that was miserable. Had a stone in there, I don't know how big it was probably a 2 by 3 by 4 maybe, in the culvert that we had to chain out, walk up in there and chain it, and other than that, just trying to plug along and get things done right there.
Yeah.
There's a picture of it.
Oh, yeah.
And you said that there was more in there, right?
Oh,
You can
that's,
see all the dirt
yeah,
beyond
that's
it.
halfway of the pipe, that big rock is right there. And then it's all full halfway back, all the way to the end, to the inlet. And
Wow.
by the time that we got done this afternoon with Cy, we had that thing probably 98% clean.
Wow.
A lot of rolling stones out, a lot of shoveling them, and yeah, it took time.
Where was that, Eric?
Lincoln Road at the, near the town line. That was one of the culverts that plugged during the July storm. So I can see why.
Yeah, the first time that the
First
lower
time.
notch went out too,
Yes,
was the same night.
same night.
Yeah. Do you have your confined space?
No, we had air on both entrances, so we're good.
Is there any way to protect that culvert from getting stones that size in there again?
What I had Steven do on it last week, I'm hoping will do that. I had him put some big, class was it, type 2?
Yeah, type
Or 3?
4.
Type 4?
Type 4,
Okay.
yeah.
He made a waterfall type thing with the type 4 to hold all that stone and stuff back.
Okay.
So if we get another heavy rain, it should keep most of that stuff not going into the culvert.
Okay, because I know in the one on Mountain Street, you actually built a
Agreed,
grate for it, but you can't, do you have a grate, I mean, in terms of these kind of locations, do you put grates on or not?
No, I wouldn't put one there, just
Okay.
for the simple reason, if it does, it would plug a lot easier than up on
Oh,
Mountain
right,
Street.
instead of filling, yeah. Okay,
So, and then that would be a real bear to get out.
yeah. So with the rest of the rain that we've had, any other major issues in terms of washouts and stuff like that?
Not major issues, it's the normal trenching that it does on the hills, on the dirt roads. Tomorrow I'm sending him up to the upper notch to grade the hills up there for that reason. He just graded it a week ago.
Yeah,
So the trenches are back. It's just an ongoing thing with the amount of rain that you get in a short period of time. It doesn't have a chance just to leach, it just runs. And then once you get a trench started, then that's where all the water seems to go and just makes it bigger.
and you're looking, later on in this meeting, you're looking at the paving those areas, right, an upper notch, is that correct?
Oh, no,
No?
that's different, I'll explain
Oh,
that later. But yeah, that's different.
Okay,
And Eric, personally, I'd like to see you and put it in your budget, because you'll be making budget here pretty soon, in a few months, is, you know, not to take out a brand new culvert, but when you're gonna replace a culvert that's 24 inches, maybe that's the time to say, you know what, it's just the culvert's gonna cost us more, and go to a 3-footer. You know, go to the next size up.
Yeah.
Upsize them all as you replace them.
Right.
Because it seems like we're getting more and more of these.
And that culvert on Lincoln Road is a 4-foot culvert now.
With a 3.5-foot rock in it.
Pretty, well, rock in it.
I have a question on, are we gonna push this guy down on Lover's Lane a little faster? I mean, that side of the road's been opened up for.
I don't know, I can't get a hold of him. I've left messages. Did you ever get a chance to?
I did not,
Okay.
not
He
yet.
was working on Saturday, but not up by the road. He was down on Long, or somebody was working.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems to be changing, but
Yeah.
not a tremendous speed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, so what Eric's referring to, just on Friday, I had gotten a copy of the work in the right-of-way permit that Eric issued, but James Emble has not picked it up yet, so I scanned it on Friday and was going to email it to him, but I haven't done it.
I mean, I guess my question is, what if he puts small stone that you and Peter don't think are, as Peter, the representative of Public Works, the board, don't think it's sizable to handle that, and it's in our right of way? Are we gonna make him change it, or any thought, or what?
I told him that if the way it was, it could be grassed. He had to have 1.5 inch gravel off the edge of the road for a 18-inch shoulder, and then the
Okay.
ditch could start there. And once the ditch got deep enough, more than a foot, then he needed to stone it. And I don't remember if I specified, what size stone, but the amount of water that's gonna run there and the pitch, that 4-inch stone or a little less than that will work.
Okay.
So I got that all specified in the permit. And any damage to the road, he's also responsible for. So,
Anything else?
no.
Okay.
Thank you, Eric.
Oh, one other thing, our new guy starts this week.
Great.
Either tomorrow or Wednesday. He's not quite sure which day, but it'll be either tomorrow or Wednesday he'll start.
you'll know when he shows up.
I'll know when he shows up.
He mentioned Wednesday to me.
Wednesday?
Mhm.
Great. Excellent.
All right, if that's it for in the room, Jill, do you want to give us an update?
Sure. Biggest goings on is the Pine Street Waterline project. Midday today, they were putting in the 8-inch tie-in for future development on, what is that road called? It's like a lower,
North Meadow Lane, I think, or North Meadow something. I don't know if it's road or lane.
North Meadow Road, so they were there at that spot. So far, we've had 2 unmarked services that have been pulled out and created a leak situation that required the water to be turned off. There was one last Tuesday that got taken out that ended up being a service line. There was one this morning that got taken out that was some old galvanized line that the corp was still open on the main and it was still attached. So we've had 2 shutoffs so far. The one last Tuesday was significantly longer because it took longer to shut it off based on the location and the amount of volume coming off of North Street. I was pretty pleased that this morning the valve at the end of Maple and the valve at the end of Munsell on the main line on Pine worked quite well. So they were able to shut that corporation off, and then we were able to restore water service by opening the hydrant and flushing as we restored water. So I don't even know if anybody noticed the water off because it was pretty quick. It was definitely more impactful last week. What I learned from Steve last Tuesday late in the day was I was under the impression that any damage caused throughout the dig was part of the contract and included in the pricing. And what I learned late Tuesday was that anything that's not marked out that is hit is liquidated, is basically time and materials and will be addressed in future change orders. So it kind of twists me up a bit, given that the fact that it's an existing water line, and that clearly more things were happening on Pine Street in different ways in 1905. Commercial things, like there was a big, like, wood mill and, train station down off of North that could be possibly even gotten to from Pine. So like just a ton of different businesses and whatnot that were serviced a particular way. And now there's a bunch of homes that are serviced a new way. So there are still laterals going across service lines that are still attached that I can't even pick up with a dowsing rod. So Wednesday of last week, I went through, and anything that I could pick up with a dowsing rod, I marked in addition to every single active service and curb that I could find. So I probably added 11 to 13 new marks on the road. I didn't catch the one they found this morning. So there's 5 blocks in this project. We're 3 blocks in. We've had 2 unidentified objects so far. So, and by the way, the first day that they started digging, which was the Tuesday before, by 8 o'clock in the morning, we had a call that there was a 4-inch cast iron line in the ground right where they were trying to put the main. So we had to come in, bring some repair pieces in, get a drill the main, make sure it's really not active, be ready to repair it if it was. We were happy to find that it is a deactivated 4-inch cast iron, but there's all kinds of stuff in the ground in there that's just old water line. Some things are connected, other things are not connected, and so far we've had 2 ugly moments that have been not as eventful as they could be.
So we're liable for unanticipated or stuff that's not in service now.
Well, the way that
which begs the question to me, what happens if you go down through and mark a line that isn't there and I have to slow down digging because I'm looking for something? So there's got to be a happy medium somewhere.
After hearing that last Tuesday, I spent hours on Wednesday to feel anything I could feel at all that felt like it was crossing from the main to either side of the road, because if they mark it and they have to slow down, at least then they're going to slow down and go around it. If I don't mark it, because I know where all the active ones are, if I don't mark it and they hit it, that's on the town, and that's added project cost. So there's a lot of slowdown spots. I can't feel them all. I can feel most of them.
Yeah, I just, as being the person that digs, I would think it would be worse for me to have 15 blue marks on the road that were nothing that I had to slow down for than to hit 1 or 2 that I had to fix.
Well, initially the request to me was to mark all the active water lines, all the active water services and the active water lines, which is what I did. When I then learned that it was, if there's something in the road that's attached to the water main and you don't have it marked and we hit it, it's your fault. So
That's what they told you last week, Jill,
basically,
right?
I mean, maybe not.
What you told me last week, you told me, or I called you.
But it's pretty much that, it's an additional cost to the project because it's unexpected. And if I don't mark it, they're not responsible. If I mark it, they are. So,
but if you mark it and there's nothing there,
then they have to slow down. And I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. When we dig in the road, we always anticipate that anything and everything,
I think next time we do a water project, when we have to do the road, we'll get enough blue paint to paint the whole road, and then we'll just let them go.
I know. Maybe I'm just like too cost conscientious. Instead, I was like, no, if I can feel it, I'll mark it then, but it's like I marked everything that had a real live service.
Yeah. I mean, that one they hit today that headed through the north parking lot of Mountain Health, and that went down to Jackman's old coal yard somewhere, probably 60 years ago, and never got shut off. Cause they asked me, was there a house there? I go, I don't ever remember a house there, but it could have gone down there.
Sawmill there,
But it was before the sawmill.
before
Before-
Justin's house.
Yeah, it was before Justin's. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so it's just, it's a learning lesson. It's definitely, I don't know. I just keep saying, would you please be more careful around our water lines? And they're just kind of like, we're trying. We just have to get this in.
Well, it's interesting that the situation last Tuesday was exactly what you're talking about, that you marked the line in the particular, at this property where it was expected to be, and you thought it was there, you marked it, but then it turned out to be in a completely different location, completely by surprise, wasn't marked because it wasn't, for whatever reason, it wasn't there, and the one that was marked wasn't there. They dug for 2 feet below and they still couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So the one that was marked wasn't there.
I did have a blue question mark on the side of the pavement where the metal detector screamed, but
Yeah.
I couldn't find a curb. The curb was in the middle of the driveway, so it is crazy. That's why when people say, you know, do you expect a water interruption at any particular time? It's like, yep, at any particular time between 7 and 5, Monday through Friday.
When I moved the bus tonight, about 5 o'clock, I said, I wouldn't be a bit surprised another 10, 12 feet, you'll hit one to go to that old sawmill on Kimball's property. It was, right there. I said, you might hit something there. There was an old sawmill down in there.
So what happens, the one last week and the one this week, when you hit them and they're unexpected and they're not going to anything, what do you do with that?
Just close them off.
You just cap them? Okay.
Bend it over.
They haven't been capping them. We do when we find them because we want to make sure they're no longer connected. But what Munson is doing is they're shutting the corporation off because they intend to completely abandon that water line for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be listening for it in another year's time saying, what's that? What is that I hear down there?
No,
It'll
but
be a totally different line.
Okay, good.
yeah, but on Pleasant Street on Labor Day last Monday, we did cap that one. So not only did we shut that corporation that was leaking, but we capped it because we want to make sure that if the ball valve in the corporation failed, there's still a cap to keep it from leaking because
Good.
anything we can do to keep leaks from happening. And I have noticed since that repair that our production has gone down again. So I'm kind of happy. I mean, I wasn't happy to be working on Labor Day, but I'm kind of happy that, it's another leak that's repaired.
Thank you, Jill. Thanks for catching us up on everything.
Yep, you're welcome.
I see Meredith. Do you have a checkup for us for what's happening in the rec department?
Yeah, it's just really quick. The Holly Hall project, the stairs, on September 25th, we'll have the concrete construction, do the raising of the concrete pads in front of the Holly Hall, and then that should be it for that project. So that'll be nice to finish that off. And then just the basic rec department stuff. School started, after school programs are going, so it's been pretty good.
Great. Thanks, Meredith. Okay, did I miss anybody? I don't think so, right?
Nope.
All good? Okay. Moving on to regular business. Item 1, consider moving forward with preliminary paving estimates for Pine Street, Cartersville on Lower Notch Road, Upper Notch Road.
I summarized the bids that Eric was able to get from Pike in my TA report. I don't know.
Come on up here. Yeah, I know.
Come on, Eric.
Let the people see you.
Oh, they see me enough.
He doesn't want to be seen. He needs a haircut.
That's right.
Maybe we can do that with a filter. Zoom.
There you go. Bring bold or something.
That make me look better filter.
So, let's see. So the Pine Street, that estimate is for next spring. So that it won't be done this year, it'll be done next spring. Probably May, beginning of June, somewhere's in there.
It's the full length.
Full length of pine, all of pine is gonna be done. That's gonna be a shim and a top. Cartersville is this fall, with an inch shim. And then the upper notch is from the intersection of Notch Road, Lower Notch, and Upper Notch, from that intersection up to where the dirt starts. That's gonna be a shim and a top.
So you said,
What are you going with for top now? Because like up on Moncton Road, the top was so thin that it spalted off
Inch.
inch.
Inch and, I think Mike does inch, what is it?
2-inch base and an inch top.
No, it's different. It's, yeah, three quarter inch to inch, and then an inch and a half a top, I believe is what he does now.
Okay, because that up there was,
That was
like
too
inch or
thin.
3/4, it was just way
Too thin. No, it won't be that, it'll be thicker on the top.
Brother Peter asked today, he's on
Yep,
our TA
yep.
report. He thought that was pretty cheap for 14,000 for the upper notch, is not doing much, or not going that high up.
Yeah, he's going from the intersection.
He just thought, boy, he
all the way
said
to
14.
all the way to the dirt, and that's actually, I told him I need to pick the right-hand side up, so he knows he needs extra mix
Okay.
in that side.
I said I'd ask, he thought that was,
It's
Yeah,
not
well,
very far,
No, it's
I mean,
only like
it's only
maybe
300 feet.
Yeah, 1 to 2/10, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's not far at all.
It's before
right,
the
before
road
the
up to
30.
Mary Arbuckle's old place.
Yep.
so when I asked about the paving, you said, no, it's not that. What did you mean by that? It's stuff that's already been paved that you're repaving?
Yes.
It's not new paving?
It's not new paving.
Got it.
Yeah, we're not paving any new dirt
Okay.
right now, so.
For the Pine Street one.
Yep.
What will the water project leave for a year then?
Yeah.
But,
They're gonna pave their spot,
which is essentially the
which is
center
of the
4
road.
feet or whatever they're
And all the,
cutting.
and all the
And all
services.
those, and all the curbs and all that stuff. They're gonna, whatever they dig up, they're
Okay.
paving.
Okay,
So time winter comes around, or they're done, I should say,
yeah,
that road will be back to blacktop,
okay,
patches.
patches. And then are we tearing that up
No,
for next year? We pave over the top of
yeah, that's why I'm gonna let it ride to winter, to get it packed down, to get it to
Got it.
settle
that? Okay,
and everything,
And then
and
we
then
do
it'll
essentially-
shim, the shims will take out the low spots,
yeah,
make it level again, and then you
Yeah.
put the top on.
okay, great.
And then we will, at the intersections where the shut-offs, the main shut-offs are,
Mhm.
will be raised a little bit to, we won't be like North Street and pum.
I'll tell Mike that he needs to have 2 inches of mix, or whatever Si and Jill can get for risers. And then that'll be what it is. I mean, you may be a little bit low, I don't want them sticking up.
No, I understand that.
Those
So-
should be all new valve boxes, they should be able to adjust those. It shouldn't take hardly anything to adjust those.
Maybe, it might, cause you pave them over, you gotta chop the pavement out around them.
Right, well, you have to chop Munson's pavement out around them and
Yeah.
then just
And there shouldn't be
Raise
that
up,
many,
pump 'em up.
not many in there, and I believe the way Steve was talking, there's only gonna be,
well, there's
Two.
three on Maple. Is there one on Taylor?
There is at least one, I think there's 2 on Taylor. Jill, if Jill's still on, she could tell.
Jill says valve box risers come in 1-inch increments.
that's what I thought they were.
Yeah. But they
Um,
should be able to,
There are 3
to raise
of
Right at
those.
every
There's
intersection.
3 of them, okay,
And then there's one for the new North Meadow Drive, I saw that tonight, the road.
yeah.
And
So
there's
there is-
one for the new 6-inch that's going.
In the road?
There's the one for the red factory building there will be in the road still because the way that it slopes and the way that the
Oh.
exit line is, and they're putting the 8-inch, that 8-inch like Joel was talking about in the road. And there's one more, I think, no, that one's in the grass. The 6-inch for Kevin's property is in the grass.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that I asked them if it's a service thing and it's basically a curb, I'd prefer for them not to be in the road, but
Right.
I believe that one hydrant valve that's currently in the center of the road on that first
No.
segment is going to be moved into the green space when they come back through.
Yes, yes, it is. That's what Steve told me today.
Yeah, it does not belong where it is. We
Right.
had a discussion and reviewed addendum 2, and it was agreed that it indeed was in the wrong place and that they had to get some different parts because they half applied the addenda and half did not apply the addenda.
But yeah, we can see what they can, how much we can raise them when we get through, get ready to do it.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing is if they do 1.5 inches, you're gonna have belly buttons. If they do,
No, I'm gonna have them do 2 inches. When I
Okay.
pave it, it'll be a 2-inch. Done.
okay, yeah, because I don't know, Peter, I don't know how much you can really chip down. I mean, like once the top of the valve box is down and it's covered, they don't really pull up.
They don't like to pull up.
No, because there's stuff packed around them, so they're like, there's like dirt. and
Yeah.
everything else.
But the top 6 inches where the cover goes in is bigger than the rest of it.
Can it be pounded down or?
It's like there are 2 sections.
Yeah, it slides over the bottom section.
Mhm. I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing to see. I'd love for them to be completely even and not paved over. My 2 dreams come true.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's what we like too.
I mean, it might be worth looking when they're putting them in to see that there is enough left to raise them.
I was gonna say, unless they've
You know,
already.
if they're
raised them
all the way up, then obviously they can't come up any further, but I can't imagine, yeah, well, if they sit there all winter, they could be in there pretty good.
They could be, yeah. But anyway, we can try.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring us back to
See
our,
what
I'm gonna bring us back to our item. We've got a little bit off topic. But,
Yeah.
so what are our next steps here as far as the quotes that we got? What do we need to do next here?
Well,
Just need to approve it?
Yeah,
Eric had said that if the select board wants to move forward, that Pike would then prepare of the written cost estimate with more detail that we would sign as a contract.
Yeah, like the normal ones.
Is this gonna leave you enough money to do Lincoln Road?
Well, that was my other question was, when do you anticipate me paving Lincoln Road? If it's not until after next July, then this will, what I'm gonna have left over in the line item after this, plus the new appropriation after July, I should have enough to do what I need to do. As long as I don't.
If that work doesn't happen this fall, I don't foresee it being done
Before July?
before July.
Okay,
If it does, it's so close to the end
Yeah.
of the 1st of July, you could pave it in June or July.
well, you'd have 118,000 left, is that right? Looking at so it says you've got from 23 and 24 appropriations, you'd have 239, 132.
yeah,
And then you're looking at 121,000 for this, leaving you 118,
yeah.
132.
And then after
Plus, we
the
have a $200,000 grant.
grant to do it. And then plus,
For paving.
after the appropriations, after town meeting in July, or whenever they get appropriated, then I got that new paving money, so I should have
Well,
plenty
isn't
enough
that
to
the
do mine.
24? Isn't that the 23 and 24? Aren't you already including that into the
No.
239? That's
25.
We're in 24 now.
Oh, so, okay, yes, you're right there.
Is there, Valerie, I know there was talk, we were trying to get it in with one huge project and it didn't happen with drainage on Pine Street. I know we're getting a little off topic, sorry, Darla, but
That's okay. I'm just trying to keep us on our.
I'd
agenda.
like to see us at least get some dry wells, a couple of dry wells over there.
We're ahead of you, Joel, we're ahead of you.
Okay, good. I mean, we had a complaint today.
Conversation about it
And I don't-
today.
Yeah, and that's what I want Peter to walk with me to figure that out, so when he gets a minute, so.
What, Bristol Works has those domes in there, those, I can't think, the chambers.
In the parking lot?
Yeah, underneath, there's, chambers for the roof and all of that up in between the line, Bristol Works and Wallabirdie's. And then the front drain,
Storm Tech Chambers.
Storm
yeah,
tech.
goes from there, to, it's underneath the loading dock parking area.
Oh, okay.
So the same kind of devices that we saw for the school street and
Yes.
behind the elementary school.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So one of the things Eric and I chatted about was he's going to be meeting with Frida on Thursday to see if she can begin looking for grant funding to be able to fund some of these improvements for drainage.
Like for, for the next time that we do, the next water, sorry, Darla. For the next water section, on
Like
Munsell.
bird and cats.
Yeah, I know. I wanna put in them catch basins that we got up to the pit.
Mhm.
I wanna incorporate all that at the same project.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna talk to Frida Thursday about going after money for that drainage. So we can
Better
try.
hurry or I'm gonna use them.
Yeah, I know you are.
Okay,
Storage
So
fees.
that looks good. So these are, in terms of your eyes, these are priority. Obviously Pine, because that hasn't been done in the last, 25 years
So
probably.
there's no rush.
No,
And then Cartersville, Lower Notch, and Upper Notch. Those are priorities over other roads.
Cartersville, which is in Lower Notch, so it's not two separate things.
Okay.
And then the Upper Notch section.
Okay. Are there any others? I mean, we still have money. I mean,
And it's
not that
not-
we need to spend everything, but I don't. know
Right,
if
and
there
it's
are
not
other
something
areas.
that says that I can't do something in the spring.
Okay.
Depending on what we find out, I may have enough to do a road in the village in the springtime.
Okay.
I think we leave Pine Street the way it is. That's
Yeah.
traffic calming.
Right. That's true. That's going to
It's
slow
true.
people down. I had a quick question. So, on the 116 and Lincoln Road intersection there was an accident on Friday because of the poor intersection, and we talked about improving that in some way, but that was when we were going to pave, which is maybe at least a year away. Is there any possibility of figuring out something before paving, maybe just at the intersection part to improve that? One of the ideas that you came up with was
People look before they
moving.
pull out.
Well, people do that, and there's still accidents.
You know what?
So,
If they pull all the way to the right, at that stop
right,
bar,
yeah,
You can
you
see.
can see.
I know. But
See
one
both
of the suggestions the speaker had was to move that over a little bit more to make it a little bit easier. And I don't know if that's something we can do at like a smaller project that we could use to improve that. I mean, obviously the town of Lincoln asked us to improve that, knowing that it was an issue, and it still continues to be an issue. And I'd hate to wait another year for us to get to that. If we could do something now with a small amount of money, if we're already paving, perhaps.
Well, he wouldn't I don't think he'd take the paver up there for that. It's not.
No, you're talking double the amount of money
Yeah.
to move it up there and to
Okay.
pave that little bit of whatever.
I think the time to look at that is if they get the river moved and we have to pave that Lincoln Road, it's there, then I think maybe,
You get a lot better price.
yes.
Okay.
You do it by hand.
But I'm not,
I still think what I say is
I'll
what
bring it
people
under
should do.
selectmen's.
Problem is
Okay,
they don't. They stop at the stop sign, they didn't, bang.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, that and making it wider is, if we don't have it lined well,
Right.
they're still gonna crack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make a
Okay.
motion that Eric get cost estimates for Pine Street, Carterville, and Upper Notch shim and top coat.
That is the estimates.
Well, get
More detail.
You want the
more detail,
contract?
go ahead,
Gotcha.
get the contract for
Yep.
us to sign at a later date.
Yep,
Second.
I shall get that.
If
Do we
that's
have
what
a
you're looking
second?
for, motion.
Yeah, I seconded.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, if I'm assuming no one's opposed, I'm not opposed. You're all in the room saying aye. We're good to go. All right, there you go, Eric.
Okay,
Excellent.
perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have it done by
Thank
next
you.
week.
Oh, probably in about a month.
All right. Number 2, approve the annual Harvest Festival plan on the town green, Recreation Department, and Addison County Chamber of Commerce. Go ahead, Meredith.
Well, I was just gonna make a motion.
Or go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve it, as long as they run it. They gotta name us as insurance, right? Or do they, because it's a town function, I don't know if they need to, but do they have to put us on as insurers or
I
not?
think they already have that.
Because it's through the rec departments.
Meredith is shaking her head that they're insured.
Yeah, everything is in order and everything is exactly the same as last year. POIs are in. We're doing the horse trolley from the rec field over to help out with the parking situation in town. And we are adding, yeah, thank you. You can see everything's the same as the last year, and it really worked quite well. There is no actual leftover vending areas. Everything is booked.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great. I mean, it was very popular last year. And that was sort of the return after COVID, which was nice in terms of full vendor lists.
Mhm.
So excited to see it again this year.
Right. So you're adding the run though, correct? That's new.
That
this
is
year?
correct. So I've been working with Bonita, and we're piggybacking what the 4th of July run looks like.
Mhm.
And with that, we've already done the insurance, the COIs as well.
Okay. Great.
Sounds
make a
great.
motion to approve the Harvest Festival plan on the town green for the 23rd.
Second.
I guess it's the 23rd.
Great. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And just for folks to see what the route looks like from last year, if you didn't remember or didn't
Yeah.
know it from last year.
Great.
That's good.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Meredith. Good luck.
Thanks, Meredith.
Thanks.
Great. Moving on, item number 3. Continued consideration of a plan to replace the Howden Hall sign. Ian Albinson.
Hey, that's me. Okay. Here we go. So, obviously that's what it looks like now. It's actually probably a little bit worse than that since the bottom's really rotting. That was the revised design that I presented 2 weeks ago. Feedback on that was change the font for the Bristol Historical Museum to match the other text on the sign. Show an example of Bristol Historical Museum in lowercase. Show an example of Bristol Historical Museum in bordered box versus solid color. So revised designs. So here we go with the solid green, keeping the gold, but putting it in the same font as Howden Hall Community Center. And we got a lowercase version. And then we have it's just a box, which looks similar to what is there now, except it's obviously 2 separate pieces.
It is 2 separate pieces. They can do it as one.
Well,
I mean, it'd be just,
no, meaning right now the sign is currently 2 separate pieces,
Right.
but this would be a single
okay,
piece.
that,
yes.
that's,
Yeah.
that was what I was
Yes.
asking.
Yeah, it would still be one full sign. So those are those. And obviously switching from the gold will be too light on a white background. So I've gone with the dark green color, which is what the rest of the sign uses.
The lines there are green, not black. They maybe I need my glasses.
And they look black to me.
It's a very dark green. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's
on the monitor.
okay. But it is green, not black.
Correct, yes. So my preference would be the one on the left. I like the call out more with the darker background. I like using the gold for the lettering, matching our little detail at the top. I think it separates it more than doing just the white box.
Yeah, I don't care for those.
And I think the lowercase isn't strong enough. I think if you're driving by, it's going to be harder to read, and it's not as powerful.
Yeah, I agree, Ian. I like the one on the left best
Okay.
with the green bottom.
Yep. And then, so for that, we've got a mounting option. So I went and measured today, and my thoughts were, at the moment, what's there, if I go back.
It's a little wider than, isn't it?
No, same width.
Is
It's essentially a 48 will fit there. In between the posts, it's about 49 1/4. They're actually splayed out a little bit more. They're about an inch difference from where they are on the ground to the top. So we bring them in a bit more. So one of the ideas was, in this mock-up, we would use we would use the pieces of wood that are there now, which are essentially separate pieces that are screwed on to the posts and then screwed into the sign that's there. We would reuse those or make new ones, and that's essentially clamping the sign. One idea to improve on that is to create brackets So it's a little bit cleaner. It has,
Wouldn't the airspace be better for it?
around the edges here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, one side, currently, on the current sign is touching and squashed against the pole. So it would be better to have something like this. It makes it look nicer, I feel. You're cutting into the sign a little bit with these brackets, but that's just a natural thing that happens for signs. They need to be put up in some way. And
I think it would be neater and cleaner too with the posts
yes,
painted.
and the reason I like this is that before the idea was to create this design and have this a white border on the sides that you were then pinching and attaching to. This way you can create it with the border all the way around straight to the edges, and you just got these small areas that you're attaching to. And these could be fabricated out of metal. Or they could be 3D printed, perhaps. I could maybe do that with a strong enough filament that would last. They'd be screwed into the 4x4 posts at the side, and then it would be probably bolted through the sign. We would drill the sign out.
Would that be kind of like a U-shaped
Yes.
bracket?
Yeah, it's a
So
quarter inch.
Clamp it from both sides, not
Correct,
just
yeah. And I could experiment to see if we want to put a softer material that's on the inside of the U, a little bit bigger perhaps, so it clamps it and squeezes it and holds it tight. But I think it's not going to damage the sign in any way.
Was there any thought, I still would like the picture of the building, but I'm not gonna win that battle, I don't try. But I like you've hid the brackets in the bottom with the black brackets or green brackets. You see, you just got two little white dots where the so-called screws or bolts
Yeah.
are. What's the possibility of raising those top brackets up into so that corner?
Up in the curve?
Yeah, up into that curve right there, so it doesn't stick out quite so much. Just a thought.
It's gonna be, well, we could do that.
But then lowering the whole sign maybe a couple of inches.
At the moment, they're the little round parts that are on
Finicles,
top.
finicles, that, when you learned
Yeah,
that a
there's
couple
something.
weeks ago, Michelle
Yeah,
said it.
begin with it.
The bottom of the curve lines up to where it is, where you see it here.
Right.
It just, for me, it would be a little bit awkward. I tried to space them off as natural as possible. It's about 4 inches from the bottom and top.
Yep.
We could also do it where maybe you could print, since the posts are white and the sign background will be white, you could print these in white or paint them if it's a metal fabrication in white, and perhaps even do a green line.
You could
through
do
them.
that too.
Yes.
See what I was just trying to hide
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah. And I've thought about that, trying to
You hit
do
it
as clean
perfect
as
down at the
possible.
bottom one.
Yes. Yeah, it worked well there. And the color of the screws is just there to demonstrate, but we can paint those so they get rid of them. But I like this concept more, I think, than having the pieces of wood. It's just cleaner, as Peter said. It allows more air around the sign. It's more open, which is nice. But then I can figure out how to fabricate either metal. There are metalsmiths around that could probably create these fairly easily, or, as I said, 3D printing could work as well.
Yeah, you probably could just get some aluminum, some channel.
Oh yeah, the sign is a quarter inch, but I'm sure, and so it'd just be how to get that, and yeah, if it's aluminum, we could paint that as well, spray it or something like that.
So the sign's only a quarter inch?
Correct. That's what the die bond is, the aluminum.
So the sign is aluminum.
Yeah.
So if you use the
Better
aluminum
sign.
brackets
No rust.
rather than, I wouldn't use steel, and I'd want to use aluminum.
In case of reacting.
Yeah,
Probably
okay.
because it will. And you're gonna want either.
Stainless steel bolts.
Yeah, stainless steel bolts.
Okay. Yeah, so I could look at a channel, look and see what's available there. I need to have enough depth. They're about 2.5 inches deep to be able to reach into the sign. But 3D printing would be a plastic filament, probably ABS or ASA, or PETG, which is long lasting, and so that wouldn't react with the aluminum. The aluminum, the only reaction would be on the edge.
Yeah.
And on the front, it's the vinyl printed of the sign, or the vinyl piece of the sign. And what I'll do is I'll get examples of what we talked about 2 weeks ago, the gold. It's not gold leaf, but the gold printed. I want to look at examples of that before they do the printing, and I want to find out how he's going to do that, just so it looks the best.
If you can tell me what you want for saddles there, I probably can. I got somebody I can talk to about.
I made a note here. See, Hillside has all that aluminum down there.
Yeah. Okay.
They could probably make something for us.
So it's been permitted. Talked to Chris about that. He's all set. The size is almost identical to what's there now. We had our quote of $420 for the dual-sided sign with the highlights with the gold. And then obviously we just need to do the renovation once we approve the design and installation. What are people's thoughts on the actual final design?
The first one.
The one on the left?
Yep.
Okay.
That's my vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is
Yeah,
not.
that's very, very close to what the revised design was, except just a change with the font matching everything, which I think it looks good.
I agree.
Okay.
I'd like to maybe see the community center, doesn't look like, it's a little tighter up against the word hall than it is to the bottom of the block.
Correct. It's because those.
Is that
it's,
a reasoning?
yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because those two are together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we can tighten everything up and make sure, do one last pass. Okay. Do I need approval or consensus or?
Sounds
I
like.
make a motion, we go with the option number one, the sign on the left.
Okay.
I'll second that, Ryan. I'll second it.
Okay.
I'll be in second it, but.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
All right.
All right.
Great. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Ian. Thanks for your
Thanks, everyone.
work on that.
Get that done.
All right. Moving on to number 4, review the select board's calendar and goals. Set a date for Basin Street Local Concerns meeting.
Yes, hopefully folks had a chance to look at the draft calendar and list of completed projects, current projects, and pending projects. As I mentioned in my notes, that this exercise is helpful, I think, it's helpful to me, to look back over past meetings and look back and see what has actually been accomplished. There's a lot that's been done. And so at times, if we lament that we didn't get certain things finished or move some things further along, and you look back at this list, you can understand a little bit why some things might be taking a little bit longer. One other objective for this is because October 9th is it's the first scheduled regular select board meeting in October. And in January of this year, the select board amended the personnel policies to include 2 new holidays, Martin Luther King and Indigenous Peoples Day. And Indigenous Peoples Day is always on the second Monday in October. So that's always going to be a conflict each time. And sometimes the Tuesday following that meeting has been an option to reschedule, but nowadays the Development Review Board has their regular meetings scheduled or slotted for that time if they need to meet. So it turns out that this year there are 5 Mondays in October, and so I would propose that the select board reschedule that October 9th meeting to October 16th. Actually, both meetings in October, just kind of move them down a week. I just wanted to put that out there and see if that works for folks.
So it'd be 16th and then the 30th?
Correct.
It's fine with me.
Works for me.
Works for me.
Super.
Yep.
And the
That's the
objective
second
there
one.
is, so on that October 16th meeting, we would have the Basin Street Local Concerns meeting.
Okay.
So I wanted to be able to have enough time to get the word out to the community, advertise the meeting, and make sure folks know about it.
You want to do that at a select board meeting versus its own separate meeting?
I think so, and at that point, I don't foresee a heavy agenda load, but of course that can change.
And it's probably not gonna draw a lot.
Right, exactly.
You know, we do.
There are only so many people who actually live on Basin
Yeah,
Street.
well, and-
First of all.
You know, we do the water and sewer budget. We don't have anybody
That's right.
here for that. That affects the whole,
Right,
the whole
that's true.
village. And the same with the police district meeting. We
Yeah.
do that and we don't get, you know, a handful of people, so I don't foresee a packed house.
Yeah.
Unless we can do something controversial at the
Right,
same
I
time.
know. Removing that road entirely.
Well, maybe that's enough.
All right, so 16th and 30th.
Thank you for that. So coming up then, we still have another meeting this month. And one of the agenda items coming up will be to select a consultant to help Bristol update its local hazard mitigation plan. We have an $8,000 grant for that. And then we're getting into budget season. We also want to explore improvements to the town's website. I'm hopeful that, I think also on September 25th, we're expecting some sort of presentation from the Bike Head Committee. And I'm trying to see if that's still on track. And that relates to hopefully this fall getting an updated sidewalk replacement plan in place so that we can put a segment of new sidewalk construction out to bid for spring construction. Yeah, no, the rest is budget, and town meeting preparations and that kind of thing.
Is this where we were gonna talk about healthcare or mental health?
On the upcoming, let's see, the pending future projects, I have listed there the social worker job description and recruitment, because it's not actively on the front burner yet, but I'd like to put it there. And so I think part of the delay has been finding a job description sample.
I just think, you know, it's taken more and more of PD's time to deal with it, and they can't, not only can they not accomplish what they have to accomplish in a day's time, but they're dealing with stuff when they probably should be somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that they do deal with it.
Was there agreement to use ARPA funding to launch the position?
No.
No.
But I mean,
No,
it's not to say that we could, well, it was, one of the reasons was due to it being a recurring amount of money that would come out. And so that was, we specifically asked the ARPA committee to look at projects that didn't have that, whereas this would. The grant position was a little bit different because of what that position can bring in.
And we figured the grant position might be able to figure out a way to fund this position.
That's right, yes. Right. So I think that's what we were hoping.
This position will affect a lot of people.
Yes, I know. Yes. I know, which is, and I was gonna say, I'm not against revisiting ARPA money and perhaps speaking to the chair of the committee, since the committee is still officially here until, next year, right? Next March.
2 years.
Oh, 2 years, right. And seeing if that is a possibility. There are projects that were on that list that we know aren't going to be funded or won't be able to go ahead for various reasons. And so it might be an opportunity if we wanted to. I mean, we have a grant person on staff now. The potential maybe would be to use a section of ARPA money to fund this position, which gives us that first year, and then grant money or, grants for following years, perhaps.
Well,
gives us
also,
time to do that.
A rationale or justification for using ARPA funding now, assuming we can get the job description together and advertised and get some candidates, is to allow us then to properly budget for it. Because right now we don't have a budget for it, which is another reason why it hasn't really moved forward, because of these questions.
Right. And as Bruce said, it does, ARPA was trying to help as many people as possible in the town of Bristol, and that kind of position, I think, benefits a lot of people.
So if we wanted to get this going sooner rather than later, could we use ARPA funds through June 30th? I mean, we wouldn't be using a full year and then incorporate it into our budget or look for grants in the meantime. And that way we're up and running.
Right.
And we're not funding, we're starting the project. We're not funding the whole project, funding the whole.
I think that's reasonable.
And then we'll have a better sense of what it's gonna cost us too.
Right.
So you're thinking, Beaker, just to hear you out, is maybe 8 months, if it started the 1st of November.
Yeah.
Of ARPA funds to fill that position, and then get some kind of a budget for it.
Well, we'd have to budget for it.
Anyway,
but in the
November,
meantime, we
December,
can also
January.
look for grants.
Right.
I mean, it's also, yes, we would have to budget for it, but it's also a position that seems to be desperately needed at the town level.
Well, I think that the PD would use the majority of the time, but there are other places where this person could come in handy for the town as well.
Oh,
Right, and
absolutely.
you've always talked about having to be a town position versus a police department position, but they would liaise with the police department mostly.
We also would need to use the funding for fit up, desk space, computer,
Right.
and that kind of,
This person ain't gonna bring all their own stuff?
Bruce, I mean, when we talked about this position in the past, we've sort of looked at different towns that were also searching for similar positions or different agencies that were looking for people just to hire. Do you know how that's going in terms of other agencies that the police department works with? Like, are they still looking for people? Would it be a difficult position to fill, I guess, if we decided to go this way and went ahead with that?
Would be difficult to fill, it's a good
To
question.
find someone, I mean.
No. The short answer is no, and I can elaborate later.
The need is there, and I think there are people that are interested.
Okay.
My goal would be to find somebody that, is kind of, they wouldn't focus on just one thing. That's so,
Yeah.
I'll work on the wording, we'll get the job description done. It's more for somebody to assist in a follow-up with a lot of these people that are in some kind of crisis.
Okay.
Some of these people are gonna need attention all the time. Some might be a short period of time where they're working with them to remind them about getting to appointments or helping them get to appointments or get resources. But the only agencies that have a position like this right now are the state police. They have embedded workers,
Okay.
but they're contracted through CSAC in this area.
Oh, okay.
And they're very successful in the amount of calls they go to. They are available to us as well.
Yeah.
But one time, 5, they came to assist
I see.
because everybody needs
Yes,
it. Everybody needs this position. So it doesn't take law enforcement completely out of it, but it's somebody that goes with law enforcement so the person is comfortable with both law enforcement and this other person.
Yeah.
If you think you're going to eliminate law enforcement completely, that just creates other problems. I mean, the goal is to assist people in need. And as I said earlier, I'm very frustrated at society as a whole. We say we're going to help people, there's not enough resources there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look around this state, other states, there's just not enough resources for people in crisis.
Yeah. And the percentage of your time dealing with this versus normal police work is only going up.
Right. And if these people get the resources and they have that constant attention, I don't know if that's the right word to use.
Right.
Or the right terms, but we won't be dealing with them in crisis as much.
Right.
It's when we're dealing with them in crisis that ties us up. Like, it took an hour for us to work with this person, and then I had to send a police officer in the back for rescue to make sure everybody was safe. And so there was,
Okay.
I think total 3 hours, that one incident, and that was the third incident in one day.
Yeah.
It's not
There's
gonna,
definitely a need, and there are people that are interested.
Okay.
We just need to.
That was my worry, is that because, it's very difficult to find people for that, everyone was looking for that
Right.
kind of
Right.
position, at least a year ago.
Well, some of them are focused on one area only. Some
I
are
see.
focused on just mental health. Some are focused on substance abuse. This is kind of like a
melting pot.
Trying to be,
Yeah,
trying to be as
just-
broad as
You
possible.
have to, it just like we're doing now. I mean, I can tell you, I am so grateful for the police officers that I have now, that we have the ability at the crisis level to deal with people,
Yeah.
to get them at least where we can have a conversation or somewhat of a conversation, rather than going where things are getting violent or, are getting worse and are escalating. We do that, but it takes a lot. So having somebody else that can do the follow-up, which we're doing, I am going to meet with people every couple of weeks to check on them.
Right.
by doing that, it limits the amount of times they're in crisis.
Right.
So.
Well, I think the officers, I mean, that's a testament to your work too, in terms of hiring the right people that, again, similar to this position, have a broader understanding
And
of
our
policing.
focus is community and helping
Right.
people in the community. It's not just, just focus on crime.
Right.
If you focus on everything and you work as community policing, you start to minimize some of those other calls because you're not responding to them because you've helped move things in the right direction or a better direction.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Help people make better choices.
Yes, better choices, yes.
So in terms of ARPA funds, I would be uncomfortable if we didn't include at least someone from the ARPA committee in this discussion. I think it would be wrong of us to just.
Well, I think we
decide
send it back to them
Yeah.
and let them okay it.
Okay.
I don't think we're looking to do this tonight. I think we're looking.
No.
Right.
As much as we'd love to.
Yeah. It wasn't included in that top 20, and I'm just looking at that extra list, trying to see if there was an area.
I find that hard to believe that mental health, the amount of calls that we go to, and the amount of people that see us dealing with that didn't
rise.
rise to the top 20. Apparently not.
Ian, didn't you say you would specifically ask them not to consider this because of the ongoing nature of it?
Hold on, Darrell, we got two conversations.
We're constantly hearing, like, the other day we were talking with people and they were like, well, you have to do something. I'm like, our hands are tied. Statute only allows us to do certain things.
Yeah.
We want to help people.
Right. Well, so that the reason it is in that second tier list, mental health social worker for Bristol Police Department. And it was, the amount was 80,000, which I think is what we talked about
that's
a year ago.
that time, yeah.
So it was in there. And I think the reason is, as Darla said, is because the committee was focused on things that weren't a paid position in terms of recurring amounts every year. But obviously this is an area it should be rising to the top because of the issues that are happening. So it is on the list. So we could send it back and say, hey, it's not in that first tier, but it's in the second tier. We feel this is very strongly that this is something that we'd like to be able to use ARPA funds for, something like that.
I don't want to dismiss the work of the committee, but the select board has the final say.
Sure.
And it is on the list. And as we're hearing, it's a strong need, and I think the select board can also take a stronger role.
Do we want to move on it tonight?
Not necessarily move on it tonight. I think this is a good discussion to move it forward. I think the next time for it to be on the agenda is when we have a draft job description, is something more substantive to respond to, and then we can talk about the whole package.
Okay.
And inform the committee, and they can be part of that conversation at that time.
Darla, you were talked over earlier. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry. I thought Bruce had paused. There's a little bit of a lag. I apologize. I was just asking Ian for clarification that the reason why that didn't show up in the top tier list was because the group had been asked to not consider it in that way because it was an ongoing paid position.
Yeah,
so not
correct.
that the committee didn't like it, but that they were asked to consider it differently than some other things. I'm also wondering, I work with Rutland Police from time to time, and in Burlington, I have a connection with Burlington Police, and I know they both have officers. If it's helpful, I'd be willing to, Bruce, maybe you've talked to folks already, but I'd be willing to reach out and find out what their job descriptions look like for these positions, if that's something that's helpful to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
That's a yes,
We
Darla.
started
Okay.
gathering that information, but more information is always better.
Okay.
Okay.
So I am adding it to the October block of agenda items, prospective agenda items, to have social worker job description and moving forward on the list.
Okay.
So aiming for October to have this together,
Um,
and funding.
And a title, because I'm not sure social worker is
Right.
the right
yeah.
description or title, but
Yeah.
we will, I'll see what the other agencies are using.
Yeah.
We use the same, similar type thing.
Okay. So do we want to, at that point, you talked about involving the committee.
Mhm.
Do we want to talk to the chair of the ARPA committee before that, or is it fine just at that meeting? Because I'm happy to talk. I'm happy to talk.
I think
to
it would
Porter
be
about
nice to have the answer ahead of time.
Okay.
Sooner the better.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. I'm happy to talk to Porter about that and report back.
Bruce, do you know, you said there's only the state police as in New Haven barracks, they have one in Bedford. But Middlebury doesn't have one, or they do, or Virginia doesn't?
Middlebury does not, Virgins does not. We all reach out to the individual that works for, that's embedded with the state police. And, like I said, it's hit and miss if you can get them, like I said, but I've been fortunate only one time that I got them.
Certain towns have taken the initiative, and I've seen articles about doing what we're looking at now in terms of that kind of position for police departments.
I think as it evolves, you'll see more and more agencies, because it's better to have somebody that's familiar with a smaller area, so you can work with these people closer, and the more that you can work with them, the better the results.
Yeah.
If you're spread out throughout the county, like the individual that works now, that poor guy, he's all over the place.
Right, and just gets diluted too in terms of what he's.
So,
Okay.
I hear your frustrations, Bruce, and I'm frustrated that, it's another step that the state expects the locals to do, to me. Eric lives in the town just north of us, east and north of us, and they don't have a police department. They just pick up the phone with 911, call green and gold, and it's in their state tax. I pick it up and I pay $800-900 extra in police tax. That how much, and then now this is gonna go to the town and not statewide, which could be, they could use 100 more in the state, social workers, but they're not out there, either for us or anybody else. And,
Right.
They probably should have 3 or 4 at the state police barracks in Madison County, and not just one.
I'm concerned about our community.
Right, I know you are.
And that's-
I agree with you.
I was just gonna say.
And we as a community have to come together
Yeah.
and seriously take and decide how we're going to invest in our future.
Yeah, I agree.
And taking care of our residents is really extremely important.
And I can't disagree with that statement at all, and I do, but, we're, another year, we're possibly gonna ask about whether we go townwide or not. We're going to ask possibly to build a police station. We're gonna ask townwide whether we're gonna build a new town garage. How much more can the average person that leaves for work at 6:30 in the morning take, taxi wise? And that's where I see it too.
Right.
I see it too. And I hear you guys, you're standing inside the road trying to talk to somebody down the street.
We all pay taxes,
Yeah.
so we all look at it, it goes up. We have to determine what we're going to invest in our community. It's an investment.
It sure is.
And do we want a community that other people are gonna look forward to coming to, that are gonna feel safe coming here? And then other communities are gonna look what they did.
Yeah.
We should be leading by example.
Yeah.
And, if we only focus on this as an expense, I can't generate money in the
No.
job that we do,
Right.
so it's going to be an expense.
Yeah.
So we have to decide as a community, are we coming together, are we gonna take care of our community? If not, then whatever they decide, it doesn't matter to me. I see an opportunity for us to lead the way, especially in some of these smaller towns, to show that we can do this as a community. We can come together and offer the support to people that are here that need the support. We're not going to give them all the support, but we're going to get them to the right resources, the next level, and help them stay on track. I don't even know if that's the right way to describe it, but a lot of it is that.
I wish we could find a police officer, he or she, that could say, you know what, I've got a criminal justice background, I'm a police officer, I'm also certified, but those are so far and few between.
We learn this stuff
You guys learn on the job.
online all the time.
Right,
You
no.
learn this. You don't have to have somebody that comes out that has some kind of college degree, because a lot of this stuff that you're
No,
learning.
social work.
You're a social worker, but
Can also be both,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
well, you could have both, right? Hire another police officer and they'll spend half their time dealing with this, but, we're trying to, save you some funding by getting somebody to focus on the social issues or the mental health or whatever else that's related to it. And they are usually a little less than what a police officer is.
And Joel, you're worried about taxes, and you're saying you pay $600 or $800 or $900 for your police portion. If it's a police officer and it's solely with the police department, it's gonna be borne by the district, not by the whole
Right,
town.
no, I like it's gonna be borne by the town, I don't get me wrong, I'm just, we've got some
I mean,
expenses.
it's all, like Bruce says, and I totally agree, it's making our community safer by diffusing the situation before we get to the point where it's volatile.
And another part of that picture, in terms of making the community safer, we are seeing the trend, it's already playing out that a lot of folks find Bristol a very attractive place to live and move to and build housing and create new jobs here. So we're finding investments within the tax base. So the tax base is going to be growing as more people are building new houses and new businesses go into the business park and other good things continue to happen.
And this position isn't just about making the community safer. It's about helping people that are here, that are coming here.
That are in crisis.
Yeah, that are in all different, positions in their
Even
lives.
helping-
that need This kind of thing.
Or I would say even helping prevent them to get to crisis. And
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's the ideal.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
that's the ideal. Great, I'm gonna move us along, so.
Right.
Are
So
there
that
other?
was, sorry, that was in October, right? We were
Yep.
gonna talk about
That was
that?
in
All
October.
right. So we'll add that to our list here.
Yep, so I don't want to belabor any particular things, but if folks have a chance to glance through it, and if you see things that can be added, or if there's anything you want to talk about now, if you've had a chance to look things over, if there's anything you have questions about, or something missing, if you want to bring something to a front burner that's not right there right now.
So with the updated sidewalk replacement plan, we're hoping to get,
New schedule.
not Meredith's, Madeline, no,
Madison,
thank you.
Yeah.
For that project.
Yeah.
Hope to get that for October.
I'd like for the bike ped committee to work with it and help us come up with a very specific plan,
Okay.
a schedule.
How to
Yeah.
attack the sidewalks.
All right.
Okay. So when's the first budget? That's in November? Is that right? I know that we were behind this last year, that we left a little bit late. I think we started in December maybe for budgeting, so it looks like we're in November to do the first budget discussions, correct?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
And I also have in November, presumably between now and then, we will be doing our homework on this question of bringing the question of townwide police district expansion to the voters, so we have some homework to do.
Correct, and that's I'm doing some of that.
Yeah.
I was asked to liaise, and I have not liaised yet, but I will liaise in the future with Bruce.
You just been lazy?
Under the gaze glass.
Sorry, I'm gonna work on that. That was good. So I'll be working on that. But yeah, I think it's fine to have that October. I think we'll have time to get together to discuss at least the beginnings of that and what that might look like. And then obviously have continued discussions.
Right.
So we got the Eagle Park, that looks good. I'm glad that that's going forward. I don't know if that had any more damage from the amount of water that's rushing by it. Seems like every week now. But hopefully that hasn't changed, that maintenance or
Right.
those updates.
Yeah, the folks from SLR were able to go out there last week, but
Oh, good.
I don't have the results of what
Okay.
they found.
Yeah, I was curious if it's moved even more or been damaged
Well, there's
further.
that plus the Lincoln Road, the riverbank
Right.
repair
Yes.
spots.
There is a spot there where the shoulder's gone right to the guardrail by Murphy's.
Yeah,
Okay. There's no cone there.
it ain't in the road yet.
So
That
when
big
there's a
rock
car in
that
there, then he puts a cone.
Well, once there's a car in there, there'll be something to stop it.
If
So
it's an
it's
orange car, we don't even have to put a cone in it, it's orange.
No, we're gonna take care of that this week.
Okay, December, okay, all that. So mainly, December's budget, as it's January. Town report, okay. And then back again. Yeah, that's quite a healthy list of things that we've actually accomplished. It is nice to see that.
You've seen it, I don't.
We don't have that.
I don't have that.
Oh, I can.
Put it up on the screen.
Yeah,
there.
sorry. I'm looking at it and you guys aren't looking at it.
Right. I'm looking
My
at it.
apologies. Let's see, where is that? There it is. There we go. So these check marks, that's what we've done. That's in the past, how many years is that?
Well, actually, I took a lot off because
Are you-
it's a pretty long list if we
Yeah,
keep it going. But so I took some of the older things off.
okay. Right, so that's probably 2 years, maybe? A
Thereabouts.
little bit more,
Yeah.
quite a lot. And then, our current things. Oh, yeah. Grease trap updates, water lines.
I sent Valerie and Jill, I talked with a South Burlington employee, sewer department employee this weekend, and he sent me their grease trap policy, about 6 or 7 pages.
8 pages. I
8
read it.
pages. So I sent it to them. and
Good.
Yeah.
Why reinvent the wheel when we can steal some information?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Current projects, bus shelters, I'm still working on that. What Joel had fears about in terms of the bus shelters not living up to their potential has begun to happen already before we've even installed.
you mean the wind's got to them?
No, well, the wind and rain, it's the plywood that they use for the art one. When we went and looked at it, I was talking to the people at Parmelo, just in terms of the paving. We went and looked at the shelters. They didn't like the one that was more open, that's in fine condition, because they were concerned about just it being open and sort of awkward. So we looked at the art one as a replacement for that to go into Prince Lane. But the plywood that they use for the design, the colorful, nice looking part of it, has already beginning to rot. Because it wasn't capped and wasn't sealed and stuff like that. The rest of the structure is in fine condition. It's just those elements. So,
You know, the fire department's always looking for structures to burn to do some practice. We could use them. And tell
it's not at that point.
Tri-Valley that we want some like the rest of these
But
counties got.
I'm still working on that with the bus.
But they're free. You guys keep that in mind.
It's going to go in, and it's going to be good, and that's all I'll say about that. But I just that's a quick update on that to make you feel good. Okay. That's a hefty list.
It is a hefty list.
It gets longer.
Yeah. Well, these are future, right? So.
As long as we're talking about the list and it's on there right at the top, Lincoln Road, Briggs Hill intersection, Bartlett.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about, you mentioned earlier, we got off topic there. But, I talked to a bridge engineer when they were 2 years ago down every day in Middlebury outside my office, working on the big dig down there in Middlebury. And because of that, it's down to a 40-mile zone or 35-mile. He says he didn't see any problem with re-asking the state of cutting that guardrail down halfway up, just down to 2.
It's 3 on the.
You ought to propose that again. He says, and lower that.
It's 2 down here.
It's 2 down here. Yeah. And so that's a possibility. Then if you raised it up, like, a little bit, or at least flush with the road, with the 116, raise the Lincoln Road up a little bit, I think it's a good first step.
Who would we talk to? Do we have a person?
At V-Trans, yes.
Okay.
All we need is a good sharp saw and go there in the middle of the night.
Here we go.
You can also educate the public on pulling up to stopping in the proper location. If you stop, you can see.
You've spent your whole career educating the public. How's that going?
95% of them listen.
Good.
As someone who drives that, at least once a day to drop off, and Ray does it the other to pick up. Even if you pull over to the far right, it still can be difficult. In a taller car, it's fine, but I do find myself pulling out, having to get close. And I try to pull out into the gravel area to give me even more, but it's not great, And you can see Eric shaking his head. Yeah, you're in a giant truck most of the time.
I'm not in my wife's car. I can pull up on the yellow line, pull up, stop, look both ways, and I can see coming out of the bridge if you pull up where you're supposed to. And if people aren't doing that, then they need to go back to traffic school.
Can we put some?
He's got
can
a
we put some-
Jaguar with a 12-foot hood,
Well,
so
then
he's back too far.
He needs to switch out and put it in the back.
Can we put some lines in there? Because there's
There's
no.
stop bars there.
There are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like he said, most people stop at the stop sign and then they just start going out without cautious. And if you look at most of the incidents, it's usually one of the drivers is, it's improper driving.
Okay.
It's on the driver.
Okay.
If we had a sign under the stop sign that says, pull up to the stop bar. I mean, I've seen other things under stop signs.
Yeah.
One in Shelburne's got one that says, roll through this and it's $120 fine or $200 fine. Stop means stop.
Maybe something creative that way. Okay.
Yeah, it's complete stop, $0. Rolling stop, $186.
That's what they got on their stop signs underneath there.
All right. I think we're good with that, right? Our list.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Moving on, number 5, approve the municipal tax anticipation note for up to $2,105,689 through the National Bank of Middlebury and execute the loan documents.
So move.
Second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Stain.
Aye. All right,
just-
so
Just
why would
because
you,
I'm
want us to
employed
talk
with the
about that?
National- I'm just an employee of the National Bank and I don't, so I want to abstain from it.
okay, thank you, Joel.
The loan docs are in the green folder out in the front counter.
Okay.
And the loan, that interim financing will probably come in very handy as the invoices for the Pine Street Waterline project start coming in.
Okay.
Alrighty, moving on. Number 6. Review and approval of the August 14 and August 28, 2023 meeting minutes.
August 14th was emailed out this afternoon, 28th was earlier.
I just found just 2 mistakes on the 14th. Under Eric Coda's briefing, it says Griggs Hill, or
Oh.
Grig Hill, not Briggs Hill.
Oh.
And under public forum, I thought Jimmy Quaglino, I know what he said was he requested that the remaining ARPA funds, the select board make available for infrastructure spending this. He put the word ARPA funding in there. And not just select board make infrastructure spending decisions that benefit the largest number of people.
He did, yeah, he
said ARPA
use
fund.
ARPA funds.
So those are the 2 that I spotted. And the rest of it was fine.
Thank you.
Well, then make a motion.
And
Make a motion.
Michelle had emailed me some edits to the 28 minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the 14th, and with Michelle's the 28th for both.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
Alrighty. Look at us moving right along. Other business. Correspondence, documents, and reports.
Nope, go back.
The,
Authorize accounts payable.
Oh, sorry, I skipped 7. Sorry. Authorize accounts payable warrant in any liquor or tobacco licenses.
There was an updated warrant, which was for,
$102,822.46.
that's it. And any liquor or tobacco?
I didn't see that, but I didn't grab that out there. Did you?
Didn't see anything online.
No. Okay.
Okay. Are we good to move on?
Yep.
Okay. So now we go to other business. Correspondence
so that-
documents.
Select board roundtable.
Why am I missing this? Where am I?
I don't know.
Where
What are you?
I don't know. All right, sorry, select
You're
board
at home,
roundtable.
right?
I am at home. It's been a long
There.
day. There it is. Sorry, I was working from the TA report, not the, I had the wrong document up in front.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry, everyone. All right, so select board roundtable. Ian, why don't you start us off?
I'm all set, thank you.
Joel?
I brought my two up, Jimmy Quaglino's thing in the minutes and the Twin Bridge railing, so I'm all set.
Speaker.
I have nothing.
Just wanted to once again thank Officer Francis for helping out our family. Our dog followed a bug in the road, so he stopped and brought her back to the house. So we appreciated that. Thank you, Officer Francis. And now she has her collar on again, so she can't go past her radio fence. Other than that, the only thing I did get a call is we've seen some notes from some Pine Street residents about runoff and what can happen about that. So bring that up. That's it for me.
All right.
Number 9, darling.
Number 9.
I'm on it.
Number 9.
I'm on it. Town administrators report.
Well, your mention about the Pine Street residents is a good segue to what I was planning to bring up, the fact that Eric and I had a chat today. And I do pass these concerns along to the project team of Steve and Jill and Nick. And it's their combined belief and understanding based upon their experiences and observations that the water line project is not specifically contributing to the additional water that people are seeing on Pine Street. That is just really wet. It's been a wet year and there's no place for all that water to go. And so it's finding ways this year, coincidentally with the water line project, that's going down into people's yards and down people's driveways. And as we know, when the water creates a pathway for itself, it continues to follow it. And it continues to make it its pathway. And that's what we're seeing on Pine Street. And in fact, the fact that the water line has opened up some of the paved area and created more impervious surface area, it should have actually helped a little bit more. But what Eric and I were talking about was the opportunity perhaps to install some of those dry well.
Infiltration chambers.
Yep.
Or
Storm trip.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Three
more
or
like
four.
the ones that we put on East Street, is what I was thinking originally, but if we go with the chambers, that would be better.
It just spreads you out more, is all.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's
it's handling everything that comes off of you don't get any water out of Bristol Works parking lot, do you? Out of the parking lot?
No, not to the left, I don't get any out, coming on the Pine Street, I don't get any out of that.
You get quite a lot out of that roof drain right there by their sawdust bins.
Sometimes we do, yeah,
You get quite a lot there.
yeah.
Goes down the
sometimes.
old Justin Jackson's old driveway.
Yeah, not as much as, we don't get that as much as we used to, I don't know what happened or what they did,
I
but,
think Timmy did some work when they put that new house
okay,
in.
cause we don't get it as much as we used to.
I dug it deeper and put bigger stone in
Did
there.
you? Okay, so that's probably.
And then we put the stone in front so the water doesn't jump it and run right out.
Cause I mean, whatever happened definitely helped a lot.
So is there any drainage on
No.
Pine Street now?
No.
Nothing, it's just natural.
Just Mother Earth.
Downhill.
Down, okay. So so in terms of chambers,
Yeah,
are you dotting them like the full length of Pine or just in key areas that you?
key areas.
Okay,
The ones that we did on East Street, then I was gonna have Peter and I walk down through. I think we can get away with, I shouldn't say get away, but use, I think 2 to 3 of them in the key areas, I think would alleviate a lot of the water problems.
okay,
But with Peter mentioning the chambers, that would even help out more. And it would last longer than what the ones on East Street that we put in.
okay.
And Eric and I also talked about seeing if we can enlist Frida's help in finding some grant funding.
Yeah.
For that
grant, yeah.
and for the Munsell,
And,
the Munsell
Right.
areas as well, to
Right.
try to do one
And,
project.
and with the Munsell area, that would capture the one Munsell and Pleasant, West Pleasant, right? 'Cause
Yes,
a lot of
yeah,
them are
because there would
right
be an
there.
actual drain right there at that intersection, well,
And we actually
just before
have,
the intersection.
according to the sidewalk study, we actually have pitch all the way to Fads where we could tie into the,
To the main drain.
into the main drain.
Related to this, any way to fix the water that's building up at the end of the sidewalk near Martin's before you cross, when you cross Liberty?
The only way,
It's quite a big,
yes,
big
the
amount.
only way to fix that is when you repave.
Okay,
Because the drain, when it goes around, the drain is actually a little bit higher than
Oh, there
where
is
the
a drain
sidewalk
that
comes on. Yeah, there's a drain,
okay.
where the sidewalk is, there's a drain right here.
Ah,
So
it's
it's
just
gotta come around.
Yeah, it's not
to
good
get
to do
into
it, okay.
But once you repave that road and you put more mix on it, so to speak,
Yeah,
it'll push
Okay.
it to the drain.
yeah,
Valerie, it was, but last week when the water hit, I saw the video today that Mary sent to us. But last week when they hit the main, or hit the curb stop somewhere between Jackman Drive and North Street there, and shut the water off. Tim had said he'd gone up and the hydrant was running to blow it off, flushing it. And he saw that water was coming right down to him, and he was asking, and he just got, I don't know, my first day, I'm not in charge, and so I said, that's when I gave him your email, I said, send everything to her, and Valerie will handle it, so.
okay, so to alleviate residents' concerns, the town is looking at that. We don't feel that it's caused solely by, or at all by, the waterline project, just the sheer amount of rain that the town has had.
right.
over
And
the last-
they're probably seeing the dirt because it's
Yeah.
probably brown because
Oh.
it's
Yeah,
It was running
not
pretty good.
pavement.
Okay,
yeah, because it was washing the pavement.
And Eric and Peter, as I think I've said before, Tim is willing to work with the town if you want to do something on his property, because all that water from Taylor Avenue, North Street down Pine, from North all the way down Pine, goes right down his driveway.
Yeah, I was actually gonna go talk to Tim and see if there's a place, if we decided to go with the structures like we did on East Street, to daylight it somewheres. I was gonna go down and talk to Tim and see if there's an area that he would be okay with us daylighting the water to.
Because he's getting it now, just running right down the road. Just
are the East Street ones working, the chambers that you put in there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah, there's no water setting in them at all anymore right now.
is that a more expensive solution than other solutions, or are they all kind of?
I don't know if it's any more expensive, it's just, it helps with the EPA and the phosphorus and.
Okay, so it's
the
doing
Clean Water Act
It's
stuff.
doing multiple things.
Right.
Okay.
The chambers, I don't know if chambers would be more than them, or?
Chambers would probably be more expensive. I was just thinking back in '04, over to Mount Abe, they had me put in 3 drains across the front of the school. Do those still work?
Yeah, to some extent, yeah.
To some extent.
I mean, when the water, they repaved it and they didn't pave it enough towards it, but there's no water collects.
There's no water that ponds there.
No.
So what we did there was just regular catch basins
Mhm.
and
Tied it
ran
together.
perforated pipe in between them and stone, kind of like a leach field.
Yeah,
Stone the,
we've done that like up to Lenny to Latursky's old place.
Yeah, you
I think
did
he
that.
still lives there, but anyways,
Yeah.
right there, we did the same thing. We put in a catch basin and then we ran perforated pipe out each way.
Yeah.
I think there's 15 feet each way. And then we just filled that whole hole with stone.
Well, those
Yeah.
were used on West Street too, before the state paved it.
those are a different, those are
Different.
basically like a dry well
Yeah.
and then tied into the storm drain
Right.
system.
Yeah.
Jill, did you want
these-
to add something?
What?
Steve, the one basin that's on the right front corner of the school gets a bit full when it rains a whole lot.
Okay.
At Mount Abe. Like at this point, they could probably use a bigger basin there. I think basically when you guys are doing this design, the we used to design to like the 100-year flood or the 200. I think we need to design to the 500 now.
I wouldn't doubt it. The way it's been doing it, yeah.
Yeah, that's just what I'm seeing. I've never seen this much rain in my whole life.
No, unreal.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
yeah, that was just, we see a lot of stormwater basins through the vac truck work, and the storm tech chambers have way more capacity. One thing to account for when you do that is just making sure that you know that every couple of years you'll have to clean them out, because they do what they're supposed to do and they trap the sediment. So they give a place for the water go, they give a place for the sediment, but you actually have to clean them out from time to time because they fill with sediment, then they lose capacity.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what they said with the ones they wanted us to put on the park off
Okay.
of Church Street.
Right. Okay. It seems like there's gonna be grant money
Could be, yeah,
for that
yeah,
kind of project.
yeah.
Okay.
It all depends on the cycle, the timing,
Right.
you know, competitiveness, and,
Okay.
but that's what, all I have.
All right.
Okay. Do we have an executive session?
Just briefly, for personnel matters.
Okay.
Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Ian's gonna make the motion to go into executive
Well,
session.
Gotta read that.
That's true.
I make a motion to go into executive session. Hang on a second.
Just for the personnel.
Just for personnel, personnel matters, for one VSA, section
First day
313,
statute.
A3. God, I can't read that. First day statute, thank you, that's easier.
Yeah, that's what we do, it's the same thing.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bruce, thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Have a good night.